throughout the summer and even into the fall, we were talking about the hashtag Save Our Cinemas initiative. That was a kind of a proposed. It was kind of a plea to Congress. Then it turned into its own bill, now known kind of colloquially as Save Our Stages. So it encompasses not only movie theaters, but it also encompasses concert venues and encompasses Broadway stages, independent stages as well. Just areas that have been desolate since the pandemic, areas that have had no money coming in, very little money coming in. Movie theaters have had a little money coming in, but I mean, Broadway shows have been kaputski much of the year. Concerts have been non-existent for the most part. So this is a big thing that Congress, I'll try and refrain and say what a sorry bunch of leaders we have in this country, as truthful as it is, that it took this damn long to get off the ground. But we do have progress on the Save Our Stages front. Dominic is the politically minded fellow, at least the most of the three of us, I think. I'll let him take the wheel on this topic, Save Our Stages.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, yeah, this is the bare minimum that Congress could have done, but whatever. Well, at least we got it. We'll talk about whomever, whatever later, or, outside of this. But in terms of, there's a lot of confusion between the CARES Act, the HEROES Act, the SOS Act, all these. I swear to God, Congress spent like 6 months debating the acronym and then like 2 days before disseminating information properly. Because I swear to God, information on this was like scattershot all over the internet. So it's like I had to search 20 different things. Shout out to Lizzie Baumgartner, our three of us. She's a friend of ours, Wonk.
Lindsay.
Wonk alumni as well, and she's very good at doing some homegrown journalism and compiling information, at least on Twitter, at least more than what I'm doing. But yeah, it's a lot of information there about this stuff. Specifically, however, how it compares to our wheelhouse, which is movies and the movie theaters, because there's a lot of conflation between theaters, but that's like stages and like live venues, like concerts and stuff. But we want to focus more on movie theaters. NATO, which is not the military alliance, but the National Association of Theater Owners, so that's kind of the spokes group for the independent theaters. They were spearheading the efforts for including movie theaters into the Save Our Stages Act, which they successfully did last month, and then now it has passed. So now theaters can do pretty much through two options, which is can apply for relief through two options. One is grants. That was a big one, because people were thinking, oh God, is this going to be loans? And then are we going to have to pay those back next year? And then that's just kicking the can down the road. Instead, it's grants, which for those who are not in the horrible world of fiscal policy, grants is that if you got it, it's yours. Don't have to worry about paying it back. It's like a gift, more or less. Legalese there, but yeah, it's grants. That's what you want compared to a loan, which will come back and bite you in the ass. Or alternatively, you can apply under the PPP or the payroll protection provisions, which is a way for movie owners to apply for relief so that the government can step in and pay the payroll for employees as opposed to it coming out of the owner's pocket, which obviously is a big chunk of change there saved. However, they will be ineligible for the Save Our Stages program. So it's kind of two different forks here that you can go in. The other big thing with this is that, among additional details, I'm getting this from IndieWire. Again, it's kind of weird that it wasn't consolidated better, a lot of this information. But IndieWire actually pulled through on this. Thank you, IndieWire. Here, among additional details on which companies are eligible, any that is publicly traded is excluded. So that means AMC, Regal, and Cinemark cannot apply for grants. If you own stock, you can't. I should say if your company owns stock, then you are ineligible. So this is truly a small business relief program, which is fantastic. Because when I first saw, $15 billion, that's a crap ton of money. That's good. But it's like 14 billion going to go to the big three, and then scraps
exactly.
to the spread out amongst 4,000 theaters, small theaters.
Especially what we initially saw with the small business loans and stuff, like Chili's getting money, and stuff like that.
They don't deserve money. If Chili's gets relief money, like the company, not the employees, but like the company gets relief, then this world is unjust and it is. But in any case, yeah, those are pretty much the big points I wanted to hit. All sorts of details, all sorts of, obviously there's going to be a lot of problems with this. I'm just predicting because that's bureaucracy and everything's a crapshoot here in 2020. But those are the big points, which is that it's grants, not loans. There's also the PPP program for paying employees, and it's truly a small business program, at least in the realm of movie theaters. And I believe that also applies to, because again, a lot of the information is conflating movie theaters with live venues, and maybe that's good because maybe it's all just bundled into one big thing. Honestly, it's actually not terribly clear because a lot of the news sites aren't making the distinction. But in our wheelhouse, in the realm of movie theaters, cinemas, it is looking like what we were hoping for: a small business and a true relief program. And again, it's what little we can salvage from 2020. At least we got that. The bare minimum Congress has pulled through and done their goddamn jobs. And yeah, so hey, your hashtags worked, people. Twitter, we did it. Totally all us. Not like lobbying groups or like people trying to help. No, it was totally the Twitter. Save it.
I'm glad I gave you the floor for that, or the stage for that, if you will.
Oh, thank you.
Very glad I gave you that. Shout out to the co-sponsors of the bill, too. I want to say Amy Klobuchar, who you might remember from the very long-winded presidential race, Democrat out of Minnesota, and also John Cornyn, Republican out of Texas.
Bare minimum.
Co-sponsors of the bill.
They did the bare minimum. Before we started throwing streamers, all of Congress, you were doing the bare minimum. So thank you, I guess.
I didn't say I'd follow them on Twitter or like their Facebook page. I'm just giving credit where credit's due.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Their names aren't on it, so
morsels of credit I should give them.